Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome to another coin release news video. The Royal Mint have released the latest in the Tudor Beast series, the Seymour Unicorn. So this is a series that I have been collecting and I quite like. I think it's going to look really good as a series all completed. However, it's starting to be quite expensive to collect this series, and when you look at the secondary market, there are a lot of opportunities for buyers to get coins like this a lot cheaper than directly from the Royal Mint. So I've taken a very interesting decision to cancel my subscription with the Royal Mint for this series. Instead, I'm going to rely on the second-hand market to look to source some of the coins that I am collecting in this series. And I'll tell you a little bit more about for why in this video. But I want to share with you at least its release, because it is something of interest, and then you can make up your own minds yourselves if you want to go and have a look at this and buy them yourselves. I'm not sponsored by the Royal Mint to make this video. In fact, the Royal Mint probably won't like me making this video saying I'm cancelling for the reasons that I am. But I'm here to share news of new releases, and that is what we're going to do. So, Seymour Unicorn, let's have a quick look in the shop and see what it's all about. So, the Seymour Unicorn, given to Jane Seymour as a symbol of purity and fertility. The Seymour Unicorn is the latest beast to feature on a coin as part of the Royal Mint Tudor Beast collection. So we see here the design. Now, as I'm not going to have a coin in the hand probably for a while, I will have to reserve judgment on quite how good the design looks in person. But from a Tudor Beast perspective, it looks pretty good. It's kind of the same theme as we've seen on the other Tudor Beast coins, but it is no Queen's Beast, that is for sure. This series was never going to be, and I never really expected it to be as good as or outshine the Queen's Beast coins, but they have their own style, and some like them, some don't like them. I think they're quite cool. I like them generally, but some of the beasts are not that exciting. The unicorn looks pretty good though, but the angle that all of these beasts are at does make it look a little bit something quite not right about it, but it looks pretty good, certainly from the perspective of some of the other beasts anyway. So going down to the range itself, let's have a look. We've got the £5 BU Cupra Nickel. I haven't been collecting any of those, but it's a budget way of being able to enjoy the design if that's something you want to do. Then the silver proofs and gold proofs. This is where the price points really do start to hurt. So £102.50 for the 1 ounce silver proof. Now that's quite a lot of money. They've been creeping up every time. There's just a little bit of extra here, pound there. And I remember back in the day, 4, 5, 6 years ago, they were 50, 60, 70 pounds an ounce. And silver's gone up, yes. And the cost of everything in this world has gone up, yes. But has silver gone up by £30 an ounce? Has the cost of a box gone up by £30 a box? I don't think so. And that makes me question, like, where's this extra money that we're spending on these coins? Where are you getting that extra value from? And it's hard to see, it really is. So from my perspective, £102.50 for the 1 ounce silver for this is not a good buy, considering right now we can get these on, not these because they're not out yet, but the other versions of this series on eBay for less, or a lot less, sometimes 60, 70 pounds. And that does represent, from my perspective, an opportunity to collect the series cheaper than buying directly from the Royal Mint. So it would kind of be remiss of me in terms of having both the head and heart investment versus collector hats on to ignore. And so I am not. I've cancelled my subscriptions to all of them. I haven't bought a single one. I won't be showing any of these for 6 to 9 months, I reckon, until I've found some on the second-hand market. The 2-coin set is always one that I've loved and I think is a fantastic opportunity to have this frosted reverse proof coin. But at 210, you're paying £105 just for the regular version. It's an expensive set to get. And again, you can get this cheaper than its issue price, which I think is telling. The 2 ounce silver proof, £192.50. This was traditionally the one that was doing the best on the second-hand market. But again, these are going for about £120 right now. That's a big drop down in price. 1/4 ounce gold proof. You can get those on eBay for £4.50. I've seen auctions for £4.50 on these. That's £300 cheaper a coin. That's huge, massive. I personally have never touched the 2 ounce gold proofs at limited edition 50 or the 5 ounce gold proofs, but I've seen some recent auction results on big auction sites and those are going for not a lot of money at all. There's not a lot of people collecting them in that size, and if you've got the budget to spend £12,725 on a gold coin, you can do better than buying a Seymour Unicorn, that's for sure. So those are definitely a no for me. The 5 ounce and 10 ounce silver proofs, they're beautiful, they're big, they're chunky, they're wonderful, but I've never seen the reason for the difference in the two. They're the same diameter, just different thicknesses with a slightly more fancy box for the 10 ounce. So that's a no from me. And then the big one that really kind of made me definitely decide not to go forwards with this series anymore was the 1 ounce gold. I have previously had some of these and I took a gamble on it, I took a risk on it. But, we're sort of, I think it's halfway through the series now. And I'm looking at the rest of the series thinking, do I really want to commit another, £11,000-12,000 on these coins when I could potentially look to buy them on the second-hand market for probably about 8,000, probably 7,000-8,000. It's really, puts it into perspective when you think of it like that. And for me, I can live without not completing this set as well. It's not something I will miss if I don't complete. So it has to go. It has to be cut, I'm afraid. That's how it is. So that's the range, that's the series, and that's my thoughts on the matter. I do think, unfortunately, that the prices are just too high in this world. And right now, with the markets the way they are, it does mean that there's a buying opportunity if you are a collector of this series. And I do think that... So this is how it's going to balance, isn't it? Because there'll be people like me who won't buy directly from the mint. So we'll all be looking to get it on the second-hand market. And that's essentially going to push up prices eventually. There'll be more of us going, hey, look, there are some really good bargains out there. I'm going to bid on that auction as well. And it gets a little bit more. And then the next one, a little bit more, and so on, until it really balances. So eventually I do think this will rebalance. And the coins that I've got in the series already, I'm not worried about them. I'm not sitting there crying at the fact that I've paid £2,500 for a 1 ounce gold proof coin. I do think eventually that is a price that will be achievable for that coin. But right now, it's a long way off it. And that represents an opportunity for me as an investor to get in at a better price. So that's the main crux of the matter. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on this series, on the design, on the coin. Of course, I'm not showing it in person, so we can't pass judgment on it until we see it. But I'd love to hear from you down in that comment section. It'd be great to hear from my Backyard Bullion Rambling Society members, the Cool Kids Clubs as well. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video.